Anticipation is high as North Carolina State faces Notre Dame this weekend, a matchup that promises to reveal much about both teams. As fans gear up for this exciting contest, Irish Illustrated's team is sharing their insights and predictions ahead of the clash between the Fighting Irish and the Wolfpack. Tim Prister, owner and publisher. Tim is set to unveil his prediction later today. Tim O'Malley, senior editor. Let's take a quick trip down memory lane. Back in August, I boldly predicted that Notre Dame would wrap up the season with an 11-1 record and that this very game would mark the sole defeat. Fast forward to now, and as we gear up for this showdown, it's evident that Notre Dame's defense has truly met and even exceeded expectations over the past 10 quarters. On the offensive side, they've surpassed the reasonable benchmarks many set for them during games 2, 3, and 4, leading us into game 6 with one crucial thought. This Saturday, it's essential that both our offense and defense perform up to the levels we expect from them. Although it's a classic trap game scenario before their much-anticipated matchup against their rivals from USC, the Irish can't afford to let their guard down, especially after starting the 25 season with 2 uncharacteristic losses. Challenge accepted. Notre Dame is ready for the capable Wolfpack. There's no room for missteps here, especially not on live TV via Peacock. The only potential setback for Marcus Freeman's impressive squad seems to be the Trojans on October 18th, a challenge primarily resting on the shoulders of the Irish defense. Final prediction. Notre Dame triumphs over North Carolina State with a score of 38-20. John Bryce, Football Scoop. Every week, the Fighting Irish continue to build their credibility, yet they still haven't fully earned the right to take a win for granted, though they are perilously close. It's not as if they've been lackadaisical in their game approach this season. Were there struggles? Certainly. Defensive lapses? You bet. However, their ability to handle their own business effectively, particularly as they observe other teams managing their own challenges, has reinvigorated hopes for this season. This week, Notre Dame is set to face a different kind of Wolfpack. Gone are the days of a tenacious NC State with Des Kitchings calling the plays and Bradley Chubb harassing opposing offenses. This new version of NC State doesn't possess the same level of threat. Notre Dame's offensive machinery looks more fluid, and while their defensive effort may not match the suffocating performance observed against Boise State last week, it will still be sufficient to deal with NC State. Final score: Notre Dame 41, NC State 10. Drew Mentok, writer, digital media manager. The Wolfpack bring an arsenal of electrifying talent to this contest, highlighted by their 6'6" dual-threat quarterback, C.J. Bailey, who ranks 4th nationally with an impressive completion percentage of 74.6%. He's complemented by running back Hollywood Smothers, who leads the nation in all-purpose yards with 817. Can the Fighting Irish effectively contain such a dynamic offensive force? Absolutely they can. Notre Dame's defense has been outstanding, allowing only 2.7 points per quarter since safety Adon Schuler returned from suspension during the Purdue game. Additionally, the Irish maintain a superior offensive depth chart, featuring C.J. Carr, ranked in the top 10 for QBR, and the potent running back duo of Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price, who should excel against a Wolfpack defense, permitting an average of 5.64 yards per play, placing them 85th out of 136 FBS teams. Final prediction: Notre Dame 34, NC State 14. Eric Thomas, recruiting reporter. As a reminder, this matchup is part of the annual Peacock game, a tradition that can sometimes elicit groans from fans. Yet, with another ACC team visiting South Bend, perhaps it brings unexpected excitement. Notre Dame stands as a 23.5-point favorite over NC State, boasting a top-tier offensive unit, currently ranked in the top 5 for points per play at .639, while their defense has improved significantly, moving from outside the top 100 to nearing the top 60. In contrast, NC State's offense ranks 54th in points per play, .416, and their defense sits at 85th, .411. Essential keys to success: focus on pressuring NC State's passing game to force rushed throws. Exploit the Wolfpack's vulnerability against both the run, 4.9 yards per carry allowed, and the pass, 7.2 yards per attempt. Key insights: Expect more than 3.5 catches from Will Pauling and other slot receivers. Look for Jeremiah Love to lead in total yardage, while Jadarian Price provides crucial scoring chances with at least 2 touchdowns. Malachi Fields is likely to catch another touchdown pass. Anticipate over 2.5 havoc plays from Kingston Viliamu-Asa, including sacks and turnovers. CJ Carr may face a turnover, but the Irish will dominate the turnover ratio overall. Notre Dame will execute a successful 2-minute drill, likely securing a field goal before halftime. Final score prediction: Notre Dame 38, NC State 20. Brian Alt, recruiting reporter. CJ Bailey is an exciting quarterback who displays genuine potential for a future in the NFL. He might be the toughest challenge Notre Dame has faced thus far. As a dual-threat quarterback, Bailey offers a strong arm and the agility to evade pressure. His accuracy, decision-making, timing, and physical skills truly stand out, which is impressive for a sophomore. NC State's receiving corps, including Wesley Grimes, Keenan Jackson, and Noah Rogers, each standing over 6'2", provides Bailey with various reliable targets, making it crucial for Notre Dame's secondary to elevate their game this Saturday. Hollywood Smothers adds another dynamic element to the offense. He possesses the ability to outmaneuver defenders and demonstrates keen vision and decisive movement to gain significant yardage. Additionally, he's a threat in the passing game. Despite NC State's offensive prowess, their defense has shown weaknesses, especially in recent games against Virginia Tech, where they struggled against a decent offensive line. Their linebackers and safeties have struggled with missed tackles, suggesting a heavy reliance on the potent running back duo of Jadarian Price and Jeremiah Love will prove advantageous for Notre Dame. Overall expectation: both teams will showcase their explosive potential, but look for Notre Dame to ultimately emerge victorious. Final prediction: Notre Dame 49, NC State 35. Tom the Intern, Emeritus. I'm somewhat skeptical about the defensive progress made by Notre Dame. They've shown improvement, but I'd like to see them tested against more formidable opponents rather than G5 teams, or those in turmoil like Virginia Tech. I envision this game unfolding more like the Purdue matchup rather than the contest against Arkansas. CJ Bailey's ability to make plays, both through the air and on the ground, mitigates the strength of the Irish defense. Though he has faced adversity, Bailey has managed to connect on deep shots effectively. Smothers has consistently made explosive plays, scoring long touchdowns against Power 5 teams, while Notre Dame's defense seems to be gaining momentum. I'm not convinced they're as far ahead as recent 2-game performances may suggest. I expect a return to the scoring rhythm witnessed before their game against Boise State. Given the right circumstances, if Duke can score 45 points against this defense, Notre Dame certainly has the ability to put up big numbers too, but I don't think that'll be necessary. NC State's offense can score points rapidly, and considering the ongoing discussions and frustrations around defensive coordinator Chris Ash, I predict a high-octane atmosphere filled with anticipation among fans in the game thread. Final score prediction: Notre Dame 42, NC State 21.